Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Westworld. This episode 2 of the first season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode. If you'd like to watch today's full video, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. So we started this season because you guys actually chose this from the link that's in the description for the next vote. And it was very, very interesting, the first episode, if I'm being honest. You know, it had my mind guessing and constantly thinking and trying to wonder what is actually going on, mate. You know, throughout the whole episode, it felt like we restarted it like 3 different times, because the scenarios kept replaying itself with kind of different versions. And I was like, do you know what, from the intro, do you know when it shows like the opening credits, it kind of looked like it was going to be some sort of futuristic robot-y type of thing, but then as the episode started progressing, it was more westerner and like back in the day. So I was trying to figure out literally what was going on there, and like, you know, from the first episode, what I was trying to decipher is pretty much, it seems like there's 2 worlds. There's the modern day world and there's the created one, which is the Western. And people pay from the modern to go inside and live an experience, so to speak. It's like a game. And obviously you've got the people in modern day society who are writing the codes and programming them. But obviously the characters inside the game to you know, to like play and control the storyline, but some of them are going a bit rogue. Do you know what I mean? They're doing their own things, they're committing crimes, but they're committing them too real, too in depth, too murderous. So for example, and they're also like, one of them, the Dolores's dad, you know, he found a picture and he pretty much seen it and he was confused, and it was like of the modern day world. It must have been a picture that somebody had brought in, one of the players, and obviously it's confused him now, and he's starting to question their own reality. They started to shut down some of the, you know, like some of the characters that have had an update and bring them back, and he was asking them questions like Dolores. Now, the first time, we've seen a couple of times like flies pretty much walking across bodies with no reactions, and they're asking her like, you know, are we a threat to you? Are you a threat to us? You know what I mean? Are you thinking anything that's, you know, not party programming and stuff? And she's like, no, acting all robotic and stuff. And she got put back in at the very end. But the interesting thing is, you know, when a fly did go onto them, she swatted it on her neck. So it's like they're gathering their own feelings now. And that's the thing that you have with like technology, isn't it? Every time you create these robots or these AIs or whatever it is, if you feed them with more information and more code, they start getting more real. And like one of the guys was saying in the episode, he was like, look, mate, why are we rolling out updates? When it's not broke, you don't have to fix it. Nobody's ever asked for it. Nobody's asked for us to make them more real. Do you know what I mean? It was fine how it was. People was coming, they knew they was playing, they knew they was characters. But now it's blending and we get in that wall, do you know what I mean? Where we can't realise what's false and what's reality. And again, there was a character going round, and he was murdering them. Like, so the opening thing, yeah, he killed a couple of people, and then he dragged Dolores into a barn, and then later on he went into a barn, he cut somebody's neck and he took him, and he was asking him questions, and then ended up cutting his skull out, and then obviously and his head, like, it had like a map and he's following it. Now I was trying to figure out, is he part of the game or is he somebody that's come into it? But I thought it was really, really interesting, and the acting was amazing right at the very end. Honestly, it was so good. So I'm really excited to see where we go from here. Last episode was great. Let's hope this one is just as good. If you do enjoy today's, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into episode 2 of season 1 of Westworld.
Wake up, Dolores. Do you remember?
May I take your glass?
Where we're going, she's a 2.
Have fun. Stay safe. It's not like my sister didn't ride her share of cowboys when she was here.
You must be William. Welcome to Westworld. Do you often experience social anxiety?
What is this for exactly?
To make sure we don't give you anything more than you can handle. The further out you venture, the more intense the experience gets.
It's just a next level conception, if I'm being honest. I would love to have a go at that in real life.
Everything is bespoke and exactly your size. You want to ask, so ask.
How'd you get them next level shoulders?
Well, if you can't tell, does it matter?
Is there a changing room?
I can help you.
I understand.
All our hosts are here for you. We could stay here a while if you like.
I don't want to keep my friend waiting.
Look, we assumed Abernathy's breach was triggered by the photograph that he found. The reaction is immediate. Every time. It's all the way back home. It's like he's mulling it over.
We know where the error originated.
Then you covered for him. Let me rebuild Abernathy. We'll make sure this is not something more serious.
You know the policy.
Then let me at least pull the host who had contact with him. Because if this is not a dissonant episode, then whatever Abernathy had could be contagious.
But the thing is, if she's going to start implementing thoughts into the, you know, to the heads of everybody, it's going to send everything off script. Was she remembering the last one then? What happened instead of the reset?
Can you stand somewhere else? These violent delights have violent ends.
Is that the code? Is that what spreads?
Me. Can you believe this place?
So how do we get into the park?
Oh, they're already on it, the train to the park.
By the end, you're gonna be begging me to stay because this place is the answer to that question that you've been asking yourself. Who you really are. Bottoms up, cowboy.
It'd be so sick to go in there though, it actually would be so sick. You know, if I offered you a chance, right, to go on vacation, either to wherever you want. If you're from the UK, you want to go to the US, you know what I mean? If you're from the US, you might love a freezing place and come here for some crazy reason. Or you can go into, you know, this type of like reality world. It's kind of like VR, but it's not, I don't know, it's alternate reality, innit? Or you could go out with Defo Tuesday, so I think it's well interesting. Now, when he got off the train or whatever, he was saying, what are all these questions for? I thought it was safe, you know what I mean? I thought like you can't get harmed. And then she said something, but I was thinking, yeah, okay, that they shouldn't be killing you, but what if one of the guests turns and kills you? Do you know what I mean? So if he turned and shot his mate, is he actually dead? Because obviously the players inside the game, like Dolores and everybody, they shouldn't be able to get him. As we seen last episode, they kind of like dodged them, didn't they? They didn't kind of attack them. They only attacked the other characters in there. But if a normal player kills another one, what happens then? Do you know what I mean? That would be interesting.
Morning, Lawrence. You helping them straighten out their rope again?
How about I tell my man there to dig that grave a couple feet deeper?
Well, it's gonna be an awful tight fit for all of them.
You know what I mean? How's he just killed all them with one gun? If they all had one, they surely not all missed him.
Well, that's the best thanks you can muster, Lawrence. Your pal Kissy sent me your way. Sends his regard.
That's his head.
Deepest level of this game. You're gonna help me find the entrance.
I used to be the same. Whenever I wanted something, I could hear that voice telling me to stop. You know, the only place that voice left me alone? In my dreams. But then I would wake up, and the voice would start all over again. So I ran away. And when I finally set foot back on solid ground, the first thing I heard was that goddamn voice. Do you know what it said?
Oh, she's remembering stuff. What? It must be a code. It must be like a virus.
All right, Maeve, what did it say?
This is the new world. And in this world, you can be whoever the fuck you want.
I know how that head of yours works.
The photograph alone couldn't have caused that level of damage to Abernathy, not without some other outside interference.
It's interesting though. Like, all she said was that saying, and it literally changed her mindset straight away.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, look. Same start.
Fuck you, Grizzly Adams.
See something you like?
A couple of things at least. But I'm gonna make you beg for it, darling. It's all come on. Him, the girl next door, the town drunk. They all got some big adventure that they want to sell you on.
Bring yourself back online. Do you remember our last conversation?
Yes, of course.
How many interactions have you participated in since we last talked?
138 encounters, including this one.
I think it would be best if you not mention the things we've been talking about. I find it fascinating, but others may not see it that way. Turn off your event log, please.
See, right? That's the first time we've seen an interaction with one of these that they're fully clothed. Usually they're naked. Now, do you know what I mean? That's what I've clocked. And I don't know if is this. I'm assuming this is the future. I'm assuming that she's just looked into that screen and then he's maybe whipped her out and had a conversation with her. But everybody else, you know, all the men, all the women that we've seen up until, well, all last episode, every time they sat in a room like that, they're always naked out there, all of them. Even when her dad was sat there and he went into interaction and there's like 4 people, that's the first time we've seen somebody with clothes on. I wonder if he's the one that's, you know, putting the code in the head and manipulating it. But it looked like all she had to say is one thing and the virus or whatever you want to call it was spreading. It went to that woman in the bar, innit? And then she was whipped out. And then her facial expressions changed. It makes me think that, like, when they're talking to him, like, we're having a conversation, and then they say, right, go to manual log, and then they pretend they shut down, and then go to, like, and then come back, and they're expressing something else, like a previous input. I feel like they're faking it, because they know that that's what they want them to react. So, like, they're pretending that they're following all the procedures by doing the heads and the movements, but in reality, they're just playing along because something's changed in the head, and they know that it's not real or whatever's, you know what I mean? And they're trying to just extend the believeness, if that makes sense.
This is the new world, and in this world, you can be whoever the fuck you want. I told you, never open your mouth that wide unless someone's paying you for it. Wake yourself right up, where you can get fucked right back to sleep by one of these assholes with their miniature peckers. Back to work.
I think we have a problem. Madam's listed as probationary, but her performance has continued to decline even further.
Maybe leave her on the floor for the night. See if anyone wants one last turn. We recall her in the morning.
What I know is she's seen flashbacks of when she was a different character in the game. Like, they were saying her dad played different ones in the previous time.
The only times you light up are after you've been...
This character analysis routine really isn't half as charming as you think. Just tell me your department will be ready for the launch.
We'll be ready.
Wouldn't want anything disturbing our guests from their rape and pillage.
I call them players, but the guests. The guests.
Enquiry's worried about making a mess. You are the same way at work. You are talented, driven, and inoffensive. Leave us the fuck alone.
I'd like to offer you an opportunity of a lifetime.
I said not interested. Let's
Sounds like your friend's having fun. If I'm not your type, we can find someone who is.
You are perfect, but I have somebody real waiting for me at home.
Fair play. You know, that was a good answer to, you know, that question.
Aquiline, that's what I asked for. And this is what you give me.
Has Ford even approved the narrative yet?
Oh, he hasn't weighed in on the storyline in years. And if corporate does want to cut costs, fearless leaders' old hosts aren't the only things ready for the knacker's yard.
You know what's interesting there? Do you see he was talking about he wanted to add something to the game? Obviously, like, this is a real life kind of thing, but think of Grand Theft Auto, for example. Like, I'm pretty sure GTA 5 come out on... It might have come out on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and it's still out on PlayStation 5. It's the same game. Been about 10, 12 years or something. Now, they're constantly adding stuff in, and I bet there's so many designers all the way around that have got an idea. Mate, for the next update, we can add these 5 missions, and we put these characters in, and we add these people, and I want this to be the storyline. And they have to go up and they pitch it to the next person, and they approve it, and it keeps going up and up and up. That's kind of like this, but obviously that's gaming, and sort of like, and this is kind of like reality. So it's interesting the steps that people have to go through, but my boss ever shouted at me like that, mate, I can tell you now, we'll definitely not be working at that place ever again.
Are you lost?
Oh, he's gone in.
Just strayed a bit too far.
It's boring. Daddy said we could do as we please.
I used to think it's only boring people who don't feel boredom, so cannot conceive of it in others. You're welcome to join me if you like.
Do you have any idea who I am?
You're home. You know, you and I hunted down Ghost Nation braves in their winter grounds. I know the whiskey you like to drink. I know the tune you whistle when you're taking a piss. That's what I love about this place. All the little things I never noticed.
What do you want from me?
The maze. How do I find the entrance?
I don't know anything about no fucking maze.
Hell, it took you long enough.
Oh, killed him.
This guest already took out an entire posse. The gentleman gets whatever he wants.
Been coming here for 30 years. You know, since I was born here. This is exactly why I come.
That's what it is, isn't it? He can't die. That's why he couldn't get shot last time. Oh, what a shot, mate. The guy's got FMJ in his bullets. Now, have you got something you want to tell me? Oh, the two's for them too.
Time for a spin, darling. It's beautifully done, really. I like the basic emotion. You know what that means?
This one's ruthless.
The maze isn't meant for you.
Always another level.
Follow
follow the blood arroyo to the place where the snake lays its eggs.
Why don't you go home?
I'm never going back.
Oh, that was it. That was good. Right, so is he called Lawrence? Now, the thing is, you got to remember it's a game, innit? That's kind of what it is. So, like, he had to complete that level that way to get the answer that he required. Lawrence, I'm assuming that Lawrence was never going to give it to him, but going in and doing all of that left that girl at the end to reveal the answer that he desired. That's what I'm taking from it. But I was thinking the whole time, mate, when you play games, it's great, innit? Like, so you play Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, no problem going in and just shooting everybody down. It's like everybody loves doing it. But imagine, like, how good would it be to do that in real life there like that? If it in a game, but it's brutal and it looks real though, so then it'd be too hard to do. If it's like paintball, where you could just go like ping, 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 and, you know, like throw like a fake knife and hit somebody, that would be really good. You know what I mean? Like that would be a sick game. But the fact is, because it's so real, like shooting the head and they explode and stab them in the neck and they bleed out, that would be hard. But like the concept of it, of playing, sounds decent. He is a guest. He seems like he's been there for 30 years, so he seems prestigious. It seems that currently he's not doing anything out of the ordinary. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there's levels and they're there to be completed, aren't they? And he spent 30 years or something trying to achieve the maze or whatever, that might be the final level. I don't know what you're going to get after it, but if he's just playing the game the way it is, he's going around, he's doing nothing wrong, he's just actually killing people and taking them down, that's what they're there for, to achieve the next one, to the next one, to the next one. So it is good, and that makes sense now why he couldn't get shot the first time. And I was thinking, who is there? That is because he's in there, he's playing, he's a guest.
And here we are.
Nowhere land.
It seems hardly a fitting name for a place so full. The town with the white church. Can't you hear its bell? You see what a bored mind can conjure.
How did you do that?
He's a creator.
Everything in this world is magic. Best you head home now.
I was thinking, is he part of the game or not?
Weren't at your office.
You seem to have found me anyway.
That is unexpected. Not expect that.
Stay a little longer. We can talk.
You're certainly a man comfortable with long, pensive silence. Although, ironically, your creations never shut up.
QA
Here we
told us
go.
she was being decommissioned.
Do you work for QA?
No, but
Run a fast pass diagnostic?
You don't need to be aggro, do you? Archive this configuration. Open up her primaries.
do they dream? In her story, she said she dreamed.
Fuck would be the point of that. You imagine how fucked we'd be if these poor assholes ever remembered what the guests do to them? She's got any dreams, it's just those sloppy fucks down in the body shop patching her back together again. So I ran away. When I finally set foot back on solid ground, the first thing I heard was that voice. Do you know what it said? This is the new world.
I feel like she's got her memories as well. She fooled them.
You know the first voice I heard when I got off that boat? A nice young man from Baton Rouge said my pussy could earn him $2 whole a day. At least when my girls are done with a man, he's still left drawing breath.
Now that's a fucking vacation!
The thing is, she was saying there, imagine if she can remember everything all these sick fucks do to them, the guests. But, I get it, but does it really matter? Because it's not real. But it is real to them, but it's not, because they get reset every day, so it's like, I don't even really know how to explain what I'm trying to say. Like, I get it. Say in real life, for example, somebody was being abused and then every day they'd wipe the mind, you know what I mean, do hypnosis and then they forget, and then the next day they get abused again and then wipe the mind. That's different. But like, these think they're real when surely they must know that they're part of, you know what I mean, they're not part of society, they're there to serve a purpose. That takes you back to the last episode when the guy was arguing on the bridge and he was saying, look mate, there was a distinctive line between guests that was coming in and obviously the characters that was created for them. There was the boundary, but like I'm saying, if these boundaries, these people that was created for the guests, if they start thinking that they are one of the guests or like they are the same, that's where the problems are occurring. So I mean, I understand where they are coming from, but they need to just get it in there or something. It's not going to happen, is it? Because I assume that most of the characters that are in here are going to start becoming more and more real, if that makes sense. But they need to put some sort of code in to make these understand that they're not the same as the guests. Look, so she's going to dream. I'm assuming these visions are just a past story that she's had. Yo, that was good, that.
What the fuck? Shit! No. Okay, let's sit down and we can help you.
Keep your fucking hands off me.
He's not getting out of there, clearly, but what's going on? Why is the alarm not going off? She's got away. I can see them running behind her now.
I swear I put it in sleep mode. Oh, does this look like fucking sleep mode?
You seen his body? Is that because he got right? Oh, because he got shot in the game, so then you have to move him until the morning. Mate.
This storyline will make Hieronymus Bosch look like he was doodling kittens. Our most skilled guests will fight their ways to the outer limits of the park, sting fearsome braves, seducing newborn maidens. Odyssey on Red River.
No. What is the point of it?
I was thinking that.
Just cheap thrills. The guests don't return for the obvious things we do. They come back because of the subtleties. They come back because they discover something they imagine no one had ever noticed before. Something they fall in love with. They're here because they want a glimpse of who they could be.
Or isn't there anything you like about it?
What size are those boots?
We promised them a new storyline.
They shall have one. Something I've been working on for some time.
Right, so it's finished. So that's episode 2 wraps up, mate. But it's interesting. I actually do like it. I think it is really good, and it plays with your mind. Like I was trying. Honestly, I was trying to figure out, right. So the woman that obviously who works in the bar in the park, she's created for the guests, but she's obviously, after speaking to Dolores, she said something. It sent like a what would you call it, like a virus through her mind, and it's kind of bringing back flashbacks and, well, memories. Yeah, that's what it is. She was calling it dreams, but obviously when she was brought into the reality, into the normal world, you know, that woman was saying that they don't have dreams, and what's the point in them having dreams? Because, you know, if they can remember everything that the guests do to them, then it's gonna be crazy, innit? But the thing is, what I was trying to get my head around, like, the story is in, like, yes, the guests do stuff to them, but obviously they're created for the guests and it's not real. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, she's having these memories of her child and like fighting and, you know, all them people like killing, and then she's ran into that house and then he's walked in, that guy, the other guest who she was trying to shoot, and she couldn't kill, and then she counted 3, 2, 1 and she woke him back up. Like, that, I'm trying to figure out, right, is that a memory? I.e. a memory that's from a real world, or is that a memory from a character created in the game from a character she played in a previous life? Hoping that makes sense. Like, because the only way I can reference it is they said Dolores' dad has been in the game and had multiple characters, and like yesterday's episode when he was arguing and he was shouting, they were saying, look, mate, you know, some of the stuff that he's saying that his character shouldn't know now, he actually does know because it's in his core memory. And he's quoting Shakespeare or something because he used to be a sheriff, and then I think he used to be a school teacher as well. So, like, he's remembering stuff that his old characters had in the past, and obviously it's staying stuck in his memory and he's remembering those things. So it's not as if, like, they're doing stuff that they shouldn't actually do. It's just that some of the coding from previous roles that they've had 10 years, 20 years ago are still there so he can remember certain things. And that was like I was trying to figure out with her. So when she sat down and she's dreaming and she's thinking about, you know, all those killings are being captured and being, look like maybe like being stabbed or something, and you know, running into that house with her daughter, is that a memory from a character that she played 10 years ago, or is she a real person that's had those memories, then she's been a guest or something that's been put into the game? That's what I'm trying to think of. And I know it sounds really crazy, and like, I feel like the whole premise of this show is to be a bit confusing and to get the mind going, which I have no problem with. I honestly have no problem with. I actually think I feel like that's a benefit, because if I'm consistently thinking, it means the show's consistently working, which means it's got a constant storyline, which is progressing with me being engaged. I don't ever want to sit here and watch an episode where I've not actually thought of something or enjoyed something. I would much rather do that and have a discussion and feel like I've understood that, because then it's done something. It's told a story that I'm trying to, you know, understand. So I think that's pretty good. And as well, she's woken up in reality. And she's actually remembered who she is, and she's ran as well. Do you know what I mean? She's attacked, she's like, and then ran off, but nobody's seen her. The thing is, nobody caught her at all. Like, I know it was nighttime, but you would have thought that Heads would have seen him on the cameras. And he said, "Mate, I turned her in to sleep mode. So how's she awoken?" Do you know what I mean? Like, these are interesting questions, but in terms of like the concept of what's going on, it's actually really fascinating. Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So, very interesting. Like I was just mentioning, the show definitely keeps you on the edge. It keeps your mind guessing consistently. And, you know, I'm really interested to see where we go. It definitely does have layers to it, levels, so to speak. And, you know, what's that guy called who, last episode, like I said, who dragged Dolores into the bar? You know, the guy that cut the guy's neck and cut the head off, and he's looking for the maze, pretty much. You know, him. He's really interesting. So he turns out he's a guest. He's been going there for 30 years, and somebody has actually, you know, he's been watching it. He's got him up on the screen, and was saying to one of the people that create it, like, "Look, mate, you know, this guy, he's been on a rampage, killed loads of people," and he's like, "Don't worry about him. He's one of our special guests. He can do whatever he wants." So it seems like he's not actually breaking the rules. And if there's levels, then obviously, you know, you're supposed to progress through them, aren't you? That's the whole point of a game. But the interesting thing is, I don't know if the maze means that, like, if you get to the maze and you find the, you know, I don't know, the final point. I don't know if you take down the world within. I have no idea. I want to know his purpose. That's what it is. Like, I understand what he's trying to do, but I don't know why. And, you know, many times I've watched many programs where, like, they're saying, "Oh, this guy's going there to kill those people." It's like, right, I get it. I do understand that. I completely understand why he's going there, but what does he want to achieve? What is the purpose of doing that? Sometimes shows don't actually explain that. So right now, I currently understand that his purpose is to level up and go through it and kill everybody and play the game and get to the maze. But then once he's there, what does he want to do? What does he want to achieve? Hopefully they explain that to us early, because consistently, that's all I'd be asking. Not that I'd be hating it. I actually really enjoy it, and the actions that he done. Do you know, like, he was in that place and he killed all them people, and he killed the guy's wife, and he probably knew that he didn't have to kill the girl, to be honest, but he knew that he had to go through all those scenarios and situations to obviously get the answer to unlock the next level and the next place to go, and that's obviously what he's done. So he's interesting. You know, we didn't really see much about Dolores this episode. You know, it was focused on her last, but on this one, it was the person in the bar, and she encountered her and she said something exactly what her dad told her, and it spread, and now it's, like I say, it was giving her memories. And I was trying to figure out, you know, the ones that she was having, is it from a past, you know, like life, or is it, you know, from a past role in the game? And now she's here in the present. Is she going to tell somebody else? It seems like her and the other worker that she's got, the one that was yawning and tired, she might be another, I wouldn't say main character, but another person that gets, you know, it clicked a bit of memory. She might say it to her, but she's woken up in the present. Like I said, she was getting cut open. They said that, I'm assuming they referenced it before. They were saying, you know, if somebody are doing something here and there, it's the night team, the maintenance team that might not have cleared some data out of it or something. And I'm guessing that they was cutting her open to, like, you know, remove the data that they kind of forgot. But obviously she's woken up and they panicked and she's ran off, and she's seen that guy. Like I said, mate, she's seen the guy that she was talking to having a drink in the bar. He got shot, didn't he, by one of the players there, bang bang bang, and then his body she's seen discarded against the wall or something. And it's interesting because you have to remember that every person that you see inside of the park has been created in this lab, and it's a physical body. Now, the interesting thing is, where did them bodies go? Because we did see the sheriff last episode when his face was, like, malfunctioning. They brought him back and sat him down, and he was trying to figure out what was going on. As well with Dolores, you know, she's in the park, and then they pulled her out, and he's having conversations with her last episode. They put her back in, and then today they pulled her out, and that guy was speaking to her, but she had clothes on this time. And I just noticed that because everybody else doesn't have claws. You know what I mean? She didn't a minute ago. And everybody else all in episode 1 didn't. Her dad didn't. You know what I'm saying? But she did. And he said wipe the memory logs as well. And now is he the one that's infiltrating it and putting codes in to see if they get more real? Kind of give me that vibe last episode in terms of obviously his intentions. Because he was having a conversation with that woman in the bed, wasn't there, in this one? And he was saying, look, mate, she said, look, even when people are not there, no guests, your creations, they still have conversations with each other. And he's like, yeah, because they're trying to be more human. They're trying to get better understanding, better connections, better way to serve people who come to the park. And it was interesting, obviously, in the first episode, we seen kind of the first prototype of that guy. He was moving slowly, you know, having a drink with that guy before he zips himself up in the bag. Him, compared to these ones, it's night and day, isn't it? You could tell that was mechanical. The other ones look really real. And again, do you know what I mean? I was saying that this world would be perfect for, like, psycho killers because they could come in and do the ravage madness stuff and let out all their anger and kill everybody. Kind of like a Purge Day, you know what I mean? Like the films. And then go back to the normal world with pretty much, you know, consequences of it. And one of the dudes that actually come here with his mate, he's been there before and he understands it. Do you know what I mean? People's trying to sell him stuff. No. Do you know what I mean? They want to try and pull you in an Easter egg here, a level here, mission here. We're here to find out who you are. That's what he actually said, innit, mate? When he was on the train, he was like, mate, I can't wait to find out who you are, son. His friend. Yeah, when that guy was pitching the game or the new level or character or mission to that guy, he was saying, look, mate, you know, we're here to serve the players, the people that come, but you've only shown me what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? I've only figured out who you are, not who they are, and that's our purpose. Yeah, it kind of fit. Do you know what I mean? They come on the train, I want to find out who you are. Then he was trying to do a pitch, and he was like, look, mate, you're serving it to show me who you are and not who the guests are. And then he's created his own level as well. You know, he walked in, he said, look, mate, we told the board that we'd have something, and he's like, look, I've been working on it. And then we ended the episode with that, like, kind of tower thing there where he stood with the cross on. I don't really know what's going on there, but I do think it's interesting. It's been 2 good episodes, 2 good introductory ones into the series, so I'm really happy with it so far. Can't wait to see the next one. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.